Okay, I'd like to bring the Single Family Design Board full board hearing to order today, June 15th. Today is the 15th, with roll call.
Okay, here we go. Thank you, Chair Sherry. Chair Sherry,
Yes.
Vice Chair Moslehi.
Yes.
Board Member Graffiti.
Yes.
Board Member Richards.
Present.
Board Member Rolfe.
Yes.
And we have quorum. Thank you.
All right, we will continue with public comment. If anybody is here in attendance that would like to speak on a matter not on today's agenda, now is your time. And
Okay. We do have one submitted public correspondence from Suzanne and Craig Alexander, and I do not have any speaker slips from the public. We only have one person in attendance. And checking Zoom, I do not see any attendees or raised hands. Thank you.
thank you. Moving on to approval of the meeting, the SFDB meeting of June 1st. Approval of the minutes. I myself have reviewed all of them, and I did not have any comments, but did everybody, do you want to keep going through the scrolling?
I've reviewed.
I reviewed ahead of time. I don't
You
have any
reviewed them
comments.
as well?
Me too. I
You
didn't
too?
have any comments.
Okay, then, does anybody want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from June 1st, full board.
I'll second.
Here we go. Chair Sherry,
Yes.
Vice Chair Moslehi.
Yes.
Board Member Graffiti.
Yes.
Board Member Rolfe.
Yes.
And Board Member Richards.
Abstain.
Thank you. We have that motion passed.
Okay, moving on to the approval of the minutes of the Single Family Design Board consent meeting of June 1st.
That's me. I have a comment on item B, if everybody's okay with item A. Can we revise minute number 1 and 2? First, number 1, can we do provide a complete exterior material and color palette, including proposed decking, stone pavers, stairs, gutters, and downspouts? A lot of repetition of words. And number 2, can we revise to any new railing proposed after project design approval shall be consistent with the design, material, and detailing of all existing railing at the project? Thank you.
Yep, got it.
I think I've reviewed it. It's fine, the rest, so. Can I make a motion? Yeah. I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of the consent calendar of June 1st.
I'll second that motion.
Here we go. Chair Sherry,
Yes.
Vice Chair Moslehi.
Yes.
Board Member Graffiti.
Yes.
Board Member Rolfe.
Yes.
And Board Member Richards.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, announcements, requests by applicants for continuances and withdrawals, future agenda items, and appeals.
Thank you, Chair Sherry. I
I did just want to make the announcement that for the items on today's agenda, the first two items in for project design approval, 96 East Ortega and 1630 Overlook Lane, I was able to confirm with the applicants that we will be reviewing those with the old ordinance. The last two items, 2325 Foothill Lane and 1568 Franceschi Road, those are still incomplete. We're still reviewing those projects, trying to determine whether the new or the old ordinance will be applied and giving applicants that option. However, just because these projects are in for conceptual review, it's still going to be the same conceptual comments since the findings and the guidelines are remaining the same. So for those last two items, again, it's just conceptual review, and we're going to be using the same yellow book guidelines for those. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. No ratifications of anything.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Treasury. Yes, SFDB consent was canceled today. We didn't have any projects scheduled for today, so there's no need to ratify any June 15th consent minutes because there was no hearing.
Okay. Moving on to item 1, which is 926 East Ortega Street.
I got it.
Go ahead and read it.
Sure. So, yeah, item 1, this is a continuing item for project design approval. Proposal for a new 2,421 square foot, 2-story home and demolition of the existing residence. The project will abate ENF 2024-00563. New trash enclosure, patios, fencing, gates, landscaping, and trees are also proposed. Project also seeks to permit as-built site improvements, including a perimeter wood fence, outdoor kitchen, relocated fireplace, and driveway gate. Proposal to remove 4 cypress trees and a banana plant, 6 olive trees, 2 citrus trees, and 4 king palms, along with shrubs and grass are proposed. The total proposed 2,421 square feet on a 5,035 square foot lot is 99% of the maximum guideline floor area ratio, FAR. The accessory dwelling unit, the ADU, is not under purview of the board and will be submitted under a separate permit. The project qualifies for an exemption from further environmental review under Section 15302, Replacement or Reconstruction of the California Environmental Quality Act, CEQA guidelines. So project design approval is requested today, and neighborhood preservation findings are required. The project was last reviewed on the 20th of April of this year.
Okay, your name for the record, and maybe the first thing you could do that will help us is to go to the pull-down menu, and the third bar at the top will have the minutes from the last meeting that you could either read in advance or incorporate into your presentation. It would be really helpful for us to hear those.
Good afternoon.
So,
Your name for the record.
My name is Pablo Romero.
Thank you.
Oh, pardon the interruption. Pablo, can you make sure you turn on your microphone there? The green light? Great, thank you.
Yeah. Sorry about that. My name is Pablo Romero from RJC Inc. We are the designers for this project. So we're coming back after, the previous visit and trying to, incorporate all these comments that we received. And I will start, by the items provided for context, a street silhouette study of at least 3 houses on either side of the street, up to 7 houses in total. We've done only a couple on one side, as it goes to a corner, but we did go, beyond 3 on the opposite side. Study and provide stone and material transitions, door and window details, railing and fireplace details, and even roof details. So we've come back also again with an additional sheet of details to support this information. Study the second floor plate height and the overall size of the house and how to minimize the mass and scale of the home. We've revisited this the massing of the building. We've eliminated our flat roof with parapets that we had originally for mechanical equipment. That's been removed. We've redesigned the roof lines, and we've also reduced the floor-to-floor height on the one side, and then additionally we've reduced the pitch on the roof lines again, also to bring the whole building height as low as possible. Board is in agreement for the applicant to restudy and find a different solution for the parapet to address the mechanical enclosure that goes along with what I just talked about. And for and find acceptable relocation of the fireplace to the rear yard. Okay, so all these comments have been addressed. Do I move now to the plans? Okay. Perfect. This sheet has not changed. It's just providing all the street views. Some of this sheet is also about existing conditions of the construction. Oh, do we have the streetscape?
I think you're on the old set. It's the first.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay, I'm glad this is the case. Okay, perfect. So this is our, in the site plan, and I'll just start, oh my God. I'm so used to Bluebeam that I cannot, here it is. So the site is located near the corner of Alisos. So we went and studied all the way to Alisos and all the way to the empty parcel that's on the opposite side. So that's where our elevation analysis, our facade analysis went, our streetscape analysis. So these are the pictures of the existing buildings. This is the subject structure that's being improved. And then the adjoining two that are, have significant heights. The third one that also has significant height, although, removed from the street view. So with this, we come to our streetscape height analysis. Of course, we went with as good information as we had. The two properties north of us are only 1 story, so they, the height is quite limited. But the ones south of it, they've been improved. And so those are the ones that we see a different height, and the massing is more consistent with what we are proposing. This is in detail, our proposed structure against the 2 north properties, and in further detail below, this is our proposed facade versus the 3 properties south of us. We've reduced the building height to a total of 26.6, which is in compliance with the zoning requirement. I do understand that we were recommended that the board recommends, reaching 25 or being under 25. I do want to emphasize that because of the flooding condition that we are facing here, we had to raise the first floor 3 feet above existing grade. So which is not really happening on the properties south of us. So that's our our streetscape analysis. I now want to take you to our actual elevations. We didn't change anything in the in the floor plan, other than, minor adjustments really as we were, further developing the elevations and beginning to develop, to study a bit more the fireplace. So those are basically the only adjustments that you will see here against the set that was previously submitted. ADU is not studied. So this is the big first change. That whole flat roof and mechanical pit has been removed. The mechanical equipment was moved back down to the south end of the building. Those will be split systems. That's a decision that was already made, so they will not be a part of the view of the building, pretty much. And similarly, I don't know if you want me to bring up the previous plan or is not important, but basically we've removed the flat roof that was taking place along this end of the building, the southeast corner of the building. That's been removed, and in its place we've made it work with just gabled structure, a gabled roof. We've also adjusted the pitch. We had a little bit steeper pitch. Now we went with 4 and 12, and we think that's working in its favor. And we also ended up reducing, I think, like 3 or 4 and 6 inches total on the floor-to-floor ratio, on the floor-to-floor height, on the first to second floor height. Do we need to see for comparison the previous elevation, or is that
That would
not-
help.
Yes, okay, can do that. I'm sorry.
You can keep going.
Perfect. And with this, well, we've made the necessary adjustments on the rest of the elevations. This is the back elevation, that's east, or the patio elevation. Similarly, the flat roof that would have been seen here has been removed. This is the south elevation. Again, just seeing the pitch of the gable in this direction. And the north elevation. This elevation looks into the driveway parking. One more thing that it was not mentioned in the meeting minutes, but we've also addressed, is that we've made a more homogeneous approach to the ironwork on the guardrails. That's also been addressed here. Appreciate the comment. And well, this is the ADU. And we're providing now details for the exterior wall assembly. We're going to be treating this as a 3-coat stucco. We're also providing a series of details for how we're treating headers and jambs. We've also made a slight adjustment on some of the stonework, the lintels as well. So we've reduced it slightly and made it more intentional as to how we're treating it. This little details of all in sandstone. We're using sandstone, a mix of sandstone and just a little bit of limestone in a couple of details. But for the most part, the facade is using sandstone as the main ornamentation element. Same seal in plan. So again, we're beginning now to detail. This is jam, but also we can also see that detail. And also, let me go up here. This is our we were also asked to provide how we were going to be detailing our back. There's an element on the back facade in which we are framing the whole back door with limestone and some decorative tile. So this is our ceramic tile detail. Let me take you back to the elevation so we can see this. So it's basically this element that's framing the door on the back. That's the back patio door. So we're talking about Puebla. We're treating this as a little Talavera detail, framed with limestone, and that's the approach we're taking. Sorry. We're also, the columns, we decided to keep them in stucco. So we're providing a detail of how we are, developing this element. And, well, we're detailing that stucco and stone baseboard, that transition. We're also providing some further detailing. Exterior building stairs. Yeah, downspouts and all the copper elements that we're using, to manage stormwater as well, gutters and downspouts. As mentioned, we've went ahead and unified the approach on the detailing of the ironwork. This is the exterior wall and our ornamentation for the gates, and this is the compound elevation, the front elevation, in which we're seeing the building with that front wall.
Pardon the interruption. I just do want to say we are at time for the presentation, so if the chair would like to grant an extra minute or so.
So wrap it up.
Okay. We're also providing a list of materials, and we're basically using, as I mentioned, stucco for walls, sandstone for wall base, and other details, window seals as well. It's all Santa Barbara stone, so it's going to be cut to order. We got that little detail with limestone wall, which is crema white limestone. A decorative tile, we're listing also the manufacturer and otherwise the models. And roof tile, copper gutters, and all the rest. So with this, I finish my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we're going to move on to public comment.
Thank you, Chair Sherry. I'll start with in-person public comment. Just as a reminder, if anyone wishes to speak in person, please fill out a speaker slip by the back entry door. At this time, I do not have any speaker slips, and we did not receive any public correspondence for this item. Next, I'll move on to virtual public comment, and I do not see any attendees for this item, so that ends our virtual public comment. And with that, I'll turn it over back to you, Chair Sherry.
Thank you. Questions? Board Member Mosley.
Yes, sure. Okay. I have minor questions. One is to staff. Is this project has gone through planning, correct?
So the fact that this is, we understand that they're designing on the design flood elevation, so they have to raise. And in the presentation, it was mentioned that the neighbors doesn't need to be, so are they on the border of a flood zone?
Great question. I don't know off the top of my head how far the flood zone extends into the neighboring properties. That could be the case. I do know that when the flood zones are updated, we don't force applicants to suddenly,
Okay.
reconstruct their
So
homes. So.
Do you know
It
that?
pretty much ends there.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Just wanted to know because it was just interesting to me that the neighbor is not affected by that and you are. Okay. And can you go to one of the elevation and tell, like, it appears that the chimney, I want to know the height of the chimney above the roof. Is it like 5 feet? Okay. Okay. You're 2 feet above the pitch, and, okay. And are you on the east elevation? No, you're, can you go to the, and now that we are here, I have another question on this elevation. So on the bottom left, that downspout, there's another situation on the other side, east elevation. How does that downspout is in front of that stone wall? Can you, and this one as well, this one on the bottom, on the side of the decorative tile, like how, like on the other elevations, if you go to the side elevation of these?
This one in particular, it's
is that?
managing the water from the from a little balcony we have above.
If you go to your south elevation,
This is south.
yeah, like and zoom in on the right side, if that is coming from that balcony, how come it's in the elevation from the other side, it's in front of that stone wall? And I kind of like didn't understand the first level downspouts locations, and I couldn't find them on the roof plan.
Got it. Yeah, it's not shown here. We should have
Okay.
shown it in this.
So it's
It is.
aligned with that wall
That is
that you're
correct.
showing?
That is
Okay.
correct, yes.
Okay, that was my questions.
Okay, Board Member Roth, questions?
Oh, yeah. Hi. I was just wondering the difference of the height of what you're proposing to, I think it was a neighboring property at 915 East Ortega, if you happen to know.
950.
Yeah.
I don't, let me see.
Yeah.
Do you know which, is it on the south side, one of these?
I think, yeah, it's one of those. Or do you know in general, just is your proposed house just like 6 inches taller, or do you know, like, generally speaking?
Yes, so these are, here are the dimensions.
Yeah.
Our mass is 26.6, the joining 24.3,
Okay.
29.6. I think this is, oh, that's, I'm sorry, 25.6 and 25.11.
Okay, and what was the proposed house again?
On the other side?
20, okay.
On the other side, they are really tiny.
Oh,
They
sorry,
just
no.
one
What is it, the height that you're proposing is
26,
26? Okay,
26.6.
okay. Okay, cool. And then, what is the color you're proposing for the window trim, or what's the material of the windows?
Yes, they're fiberglass.
Mm-hmm.
I think we do have a fiberglass and they're black on the exterior.
Okay. Okay, thank you. That's all my questions.
Board Member Richards, questions?
Sure. Can we go to the north elevation that you had? Yeah, there we go. So that set of doors, but underneath the stair, what's the material of that? Is it glass on the face, or is it?
No, that would be steel. Those are just service. That's just a service storage.
Okay, so that they're metal
It's
doors?
metal, yes.
Okay. And then if you could go to your details page, I was wondering if you had a detail of the chimney and spark arrestor.
It hasn't been fully developed, no,
Okay.
not the chimney yet. We're planning on developing that during building permit, fully developing it.
Okay. And then while we're on this page, could you zoom in to detail 10 for me?
Sure.
So you're calling that out as tube steel? Powder coated tube steel?
Yes.
Okay. Those are all my questions.
No questions.
No question. I had just a couple. What's the upper level plate height now? Because your dimensions don't detail plate to plate. They don't dimension plate to plate. So unless I missed it,
Yeah, they're 10 feet.
10 feet, that's not,
Plate
oh,
to
that's
plate.
to the top of the roof of the,
But the dash line behind, that is actually our plate.
okay. And then you have a 7-foot plate on the upper level, 10 and 7. And then what's the one behind it? That-
This body over here?
Yeah. And I'm asking because it was a comment to reduce the massing, so I know that's going to come up. And so specifically, you said that you reduced the plate height by 6 inches.
That's correct.
From the previous submittal. So right now you have 10 and 7, and then the element behind is what again?
I don't have
You
a
don't know what it
dimension
is.
here.
Sections, it appears, is it 9?
Yeah, the sections.
Yeah, let's look at the sections.
This is on the higher part.
10, you still didn't dimension it. Oh, there it is, 9. 10 and 9, and before the previous submittal, it was what? Maybe go back to the other submittal. The pitch changed, I
The pitch
understand, but I think the pitch slope changed, but you had 10 and 9 now, and then before you had 10, 6, and what?
So I'm not listing a plate per se. You know, at the lower end would be 7 feet. But
It's vaulted.
Yeah, it's vaulted. It varies on
Okay.
each side, yes.
Okay. And the front elevation has a plaster wall above the guardrail, and that reason for that detail is?
On the front
The front elevation, you have plaster below and then railing above. Is it just because,
Oh, there's a little porch in here. We have a porch in the
Right.
the front. That's why we have,
so you wanted you wanted some privacy?
that is correct.
that why you did
Yes,
it?
that is
Okay.
correct. We
And,
have studied the option of just leaving it in railing. At the end of the day, we also have some landscaping underneath it, some base planting in there.
Okay, and the sandstone, on the elevations, where's the sandstone window detail? It's just that,
This little
right there.
lintel right here,
and then
yeah.
everything else is bullnosed in.
That is correct.
And do you have a section through that stair, that stone stair element?
This one? Yeah.
No, the one in the back. Do you have a section through that?
Through this one?
No, that one there, the stairs, landing, projection, see on the right-hand side there?
Oh,
Do you have a
yeah.
section through that?
I think we do. No, it appears we don't.
Is that a stair?
It is a stair, yes, correct.
Okay, because
I can-
I'm just trying to figure out how you're going to get it to work with, because that element is so much lower than the second floor plate. I guess it just,
You're talking about this space over here.
yeah, you don't have a section through there.
I don't have a section there, yeah.
You do?
No, I do not.
You
I do not.
have
I
a
do not.
section through that. Okay. Okay, those are my questions. Comments? Board Member Gafetti?
Okay. I think you made a lot of great improvements from the last time. I appreciate you getting rid of the parapet, and I think lowering the pitch helped reduce the massing. I think the height is acceptable given the 3-foot raise that you have to do. And I feel like I like the landscaping plan. I think the tree plan for mitigation is appropriate. And I think it'll be a big improvement over what's there. I like some of the detailing that you've done. I think it's a nice idea to have some unique tile in the back. So overall, I'm in support of the project, and depending on what my fellow board members think, I'd be open to reviewing it next time at consent.
Thank you. Sure. Go ahead, Board Member Musselhy.
I agree with the comments that was made, and I think there's a lot of like change from the previous time, and we appreciate that you listened to us, and appreciate that the consistency on the ironwork, the height of the mass and the slope, and everything has been decreased. I'm in support of the project. The only thing that I am not understanding yet is the materials. Maybe this is a question that I missed. What's the gray, where's the gray stucco walls? There's two colors. There's white and there's gray.
That might have been a mistake. It's white.
So everything is white?
Everything is white, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I'm as
Oh,
well.
I think we were highlighting the texture.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, the Santa Barbara is a texture.
Okay. I
It's
see.
a smooth
Understood.
with a crystal white color.
Yeah, I agree, and I think, depending on everybody else, I'm okay as well for the project to go to consent.
Oh, yeah. Hey, I really like the changes that you made, and I like the reduced slope, and, like everyone else was saying, and getting rid of the parapet, and all the detailing, I think, is cohesive. And my other comments would be, I just feel like the proportion of the chimney, especially like where it lands, it feels a little bit more narrow. So maybe just widening it. I know that I know it on the one hand it might make it feel massive, but I feel like it would just read better. And I would also say that there's like the windows next to it, they do feel kind of narrow too, so maybe make those windows wider. And another thing too, on the deck on the east elevation, I think with the structural members it might need to be thicker, and I think it might read well or better that way too. So those are my only comments.
Excuse me, the last one, I didn't
Yeah.
catch the first part.
Oh, it's like on the Juliet balcony in
Yes.
the back. I think that the fascia, that thickness, I think it may need to be thicker. And I think it would complement all the tile work if it's thicker. That's just my preference. So, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
thanks.
Thank you.
Sure. So, kind of looking at that chimney
Yeah.
as well, I think the shoulders of the chimney need to maybe come up a little bit. Seems like it's a little bit more proportion for that chimney being on the ground as opposed to 3 feet in the air. So you may want to just bring those shoulders up in the elevation. I would like to see, the chimney details, especially with the spark arrestor, when you come back in for final. And then I would also encourage you to maybe look at that door 111 underneath the stair, because I think if you could bring that down to the ground, it might, or at least a little bit above the ground, it's going to be a little bit more functional. And then also maybe bringing in the size of it so that it's not wider than the window above it. I just think there's a proportionality thing there that could be studied a little bit. And then the last comment was on that detail 10. I'd like to see that in wrought iron to match the handrail as opposed to tube steel. It's a small little member, but it is kind of a focal point, so.
Okay. Yeah, I think that probably the reason that Board Member Richards is making that comment is because you can't achieve the point with the tubular steel. And the only way to do that is with real wrought iron. Otherwise, you can't do that. So I agree with that comment. And you might check your 10 to 2 distance minimum, the minimum requirement, because I think it's to where the spark arrestor starts, and you have it to the top instead. It might end up being higher, is what I'm thinking, because you've got it to the top of your decorative detail, and I think that 10 feet, 2 feet above the 10 feet minimum is to the bottom. So I think you might end up with a higher chimney.
Okay.
And I'm only bringing that up because that was a comment in the last meeting. But I think that will be okay, but I just want to make sure that you've got that right. I mean, I'm okay with the project, same as the other board members. And I think that some of the detailing is a little heavy. I think that, but it's, I'm not here to design it. So I think that your column that sits on top of that wall, being all in plaster, just sitting on that wall, it might require a wider base, and it might, if you did a base wide enough at that porch to accommodate the plaster, you might end up compromising some of the depth that you have on your porch, because you're going to take up a lot of porch depth by just providing a base big enough. So I think that, and I think your detail on the back with the door, there's a lot going on there. There's plaster, there's stone, there's tile, it almost looks like a front door, but maybe that was your intention. And I agree, just watch your distance to your edges of the walls, like Board Member Richards commented about that window. I think the window is relative to the stone on that one element, like how close you're getting to the edge. And that was also one of the comments made in the last meeting, to kind of watch your material transitions and make sure that makes sense from a buildability standpoint. But yeah, I'm okay with sending this on to consent. Does anybody want to make a motion to that effect? Anybody? Board Member Richards, you made the comment about that.
Do you want the little card?
Yeah, if I could
hold
have
on.
a card, that'd be great.
Oh yeah, this is for PDA too.
I think it's just like, I'll make a motion to grant project design approval with the following comments.
I think they do that in ABR. They don't repeat the comment or the.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
You're gonna have to help me remember everything.
You can add it.
They'll put the neighborhood stuff up.
Oh,
I mean,
no.
I think that the applicant understands some of the detailing comments that we made, but you might want to mention a couple of them.
Yeah.
And then make sure that when you make the motion that you're sending the motion onto consent calendar.
So I'm gonna move to continue this project onto the consent calendar
Grant project,
indefinitely.
grant project.
No,
design
this is
approval.
project design
We're
approval.
granting, okay, so I move to grant project design approval with the following comments: to study the stair tower detail and spacing, provide additional details for the chimney and spark arrestor, study and provide details for study the proportions of the column at the front porch. Provide details for the back stone and tile, or I guess that was already in there. Was there a specific?
You don't have to add that comment at all, actually.
Okay, I'm gonna pull that one then. Avoid the use of tube steel and instead use wrought iron throughout the project. And,
One of your comments about the window, which one?
study the proportion of the windows next to the fireplace and the height of the shoulders of the fireplace.
Were you
With that-
fine, were you fine with the width of the chimney?
I was fine with, yeah. So I'll go ahead and make neighborhood preservation findings. The proposed development is consistent with the scenic character of the city and will enhance the appearance of the neighborhood. The proposed development is compatible with the neighborhood in its size, bulk, scale, and is appropriate to the site and neighborhood. The proposed building and structures are designed with quality architectural details. The proposed materials, colors maintain the natural appearance of the ridgeline or hillside, I guess. The proposed project does not include the removal or significant impact to any designated specimen tree, historic tree, or landmark tree. The project, okay, yeah. The public health, safety, and welfare are appropriately protected and preserved. The project generally complies with the Good Neighbor Guidelines regarding privacy, landscaping, noise, and lighting. The development, including proposed structures and grading, preserves significant public scenic views of and from the hillside.
Okay.
So, yeah, I guess I'll
I'll second that motion.
That's right. We need a seconder. Thank you.
Here we go. Chair Sherry?
Yes.
Vice Chair Moslehi?
Yes.
Board Member Gafidi?
Yes.
Board Member Richards?
Yes.
Board Member Grove?
Yes.
And the motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great, thanks. And just to the applicant, that does start the 10-day appeal period. So if you'd like to appeal the decision here today, you're more than welcome to. But if not, we'll wait for final approval. Thank you.
Thanks so much.
All right, moving on to item 2. We're 15 minutes behind. This is 1630 Overlook Lane. This is a proposal for a new front yard detached 800 square foot accessory dwelling unit, porch, and pool. New landscaping is proposed. 240 cubic yards of grading is proposed. In the Hillside Design District, the ADU is under the purview of the board because the ADU does not meet administrative criteria due to its location in the front yard. All 9 oak trees are to remain. 6 are being protected during construction and include fencing. The proposed total, 3,448 square feet on a 19,757 square foot lot, is 78% of the maximum guideline floor area ratio. The project qualifies for an exemption from further environmental review under section 15303 of the California Environmental Quality Act. This project is here for project design approval, NPO findings, and Hillside Design District and slope lot findings are required, and grading findings are required. And your name for the record.
Hi, I am Jason Grant with J. Grant Design Studio. So the reason we're not putting it in the front yard, we have 2 front yards. So it's kind of a unique situation. Overlooks up here, existing houses here. The city at one point along this line believed that they were going to put a road down to nowhere. The road was never put in and never will be put in. But because of that, we have not only a front yard setback along the overlook, which is but we have one coming down this side here. And so right now, it's just this driveway goes to here. Here's our neighbor right here. Our proposed ADU is sitting down in this location. So this drive just really ends at that point. And then there's a walkway that the handful of kids that go down to Harding or whatever school, Harding, they'll walk down and through that little space right there. So, so that's why we have that front yard situation. So here we are. So existing house looks like this, as seen kind of from up at the street, and then here's the drive kind of coming to the back. As you go down that drive, there's just a kind of a big open field area, kind of no landscaping, as you can see. It's just kind of raw, untouched land. So that's where the proposed ADU and pool is going to go. Just some street views, kind of typical hedgerow. You can't really see the houses, but that's what it is. Site plan, So here's that existing drive going down. This is where it ends. And it kind of just becomes a walkway. But this is where we have that additional 30-foot setback coming into here. And so proposed ADUs kind of just, again, setting in that location, that empty location down below. Pool lined up with it. Series of small retaining walls. Maximum height retaining wall is 5 feet at that location. Everything else is about 2.5 to 3.5 feet. And so, and the height right here, we'll be mitigating that through landscaping and other stuff, so you really won't see it from any location. Proposed ADU looks like this with the pool. You can kind of see a section of where we're putting it through here. Balancing it on site kind of is the ideal spot with the ideal height, so we can kind of balance everything on site. All the exterior elevations, as seen from the downhill, as seen from the other views, roof plan, landscape. So we're surrounded, which we love. We're surrounded by a series of oak trees, which are all shown up here along, and so this represents their actual drip line and where they're at. So a little bit of landscaping that we'll do will just be related to where we're terracing up, and we have the stairs kind of coming up. Those all the walls. There's existing wall that's up here. It's kind of Santa Barbara sandstone, kind of stacked, kind of the typical, about 2 feet high. All our walls will emulate that as well. So it'll all be Santa Barbara sandstone cut. The stone that we wrap around the bottom of the ADU, that will all be Santa Barbara sandstone. So we'll kind of tie that in and kind of help anchor it to the landscape. And then the stairs will emulate this, pool decking like this. We're going to throw a little bit of citrus in there right along the pool deck edge. Gravel path kind of down along and around the bottom. And so really the landscaping, because we have kind of mainly hardscape in our decking area, will just be related to our kind of little terraced kind of areas as we kind of step up. And then the stuff that we're doing to kind of mitigate swamp stuff. So we're going to turn this into a drainage planter, kind of use that typical detail. And so working on that to kind of, deal with site drainage essentially. And with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. We'll move to public comment first. Thanks.
Here we go. Second. Okay, thank you, Chair Sherry. I'll start with the in-person public comment. At this time, I do not have any speaker slips for this particular item, and we did not receive any public correspondence. Moving on to virtual comment, we do not have any attendees or raised hands, and so at this time, I'll turn it over back to you, Chair Sherry. Thank you.
Thank you. Questions, Board Member Garfeidi?
Not too many, just wanted to clarify, the path leading to the school, is that a public path?
Well, technically, I guess I don't know the legal definition, but so
Okay.
the interesting part about this is, again, a road right of way was put in there. It just was never utilized. There is a path that goes down there, so I assume it has some form of public use. It's not really used because it's a bit odd because you feel like you're walking down somebody's driveway first before you reach it. But I guess if you know the path's there, you'll take it,
Yeah, I think just from the context from our plan review is that it's an easement. So it might not have been developed, even though people have been using it as such. So I think what the applicant is providing is helpful context. But
Okay.
yeah, we have
So
to measure it as
kind of assuming is that
Well, it's an interesting question because I looked at the permit history. There's been permits through the years. Nobody's ever known this is here. I just had a really great surveyor that happened to go, hey, look, and then staff went, hey, really? That's
Yeah.
there? Oh, let's check this out. And so it's a legal
Okay.
legal right of way.
So then, given that, I guess my questions would just be around, like, what's the fencing situation? Can maybe go to site photos of just like vegetation, what's going on? And then, where is the pool fence going?
No pool fence. We'll have a hard cover that go across. So the fencing you bring up is an interesting comment because so there's existing wood fence that wraps up and around. Because this is essentially the front yard, or in that front yard, that would have to actually be cut down to like a lower height. And so the little bit of landscaping that we have is just related to those oak trees that are there. It's this oak tree here, it's this oak tree here. It's just kind of roughly where the edge of the unit would start and kind of go this way. And then there you can see that 6-foot fence right there, which is on the other side. Yeah, it brings up a good question, and like we'd love to keep the fence. I don't know that if we can in its configuration, or we can't. Maybe staff could speak to that.
Yeah, I think so. In our design review plan check, there were some comments about including this fence in the scope of work for building permit submittal for us to review. We did let the applicant know when we deemed this project complete that at building permit submittal, when they're preparing final approval plans, to include any fencing that they would like to include, just because we see it in the photographs, and I don't think they're actually noted in the site plan. It was something that was caught while we were reviewing the project for compliance. So the fence that you're looking at as photographed, it's as built. We've asked the applicant to include it in their final approval set for review. But if the board would like to field any questions in preparation for future continuance, that would be helpful.
Sure. I guess then, and my question's coming part from safety, part from kind of privacy, and my own understanding. So, but you're saying you don't technically have to have a fence around the pool or property because of the cover. I thought you had to have both.
No, it's two separate things.
Okay.
You can have a fence around your property.
Right.
I thought you were asking about the pool safety features, like,
Right.
and so.
Okay.
If you have a solid, if you have a solid cover, that you don't have to, I thought you were talking about fencing
Right.
just directly around the pool, so we're avoiding that.
Okay. This is new. Great. Good to know. Okay. So,
That's the advantage of a rectangular pool compared to those wacky shaped ones.
right. Okay. I might have other questions, but I'm gonna let other board members jump in.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, sure. So if you go to the elevations on sheet A3 and just run us through the material board, is it mix, not, the next one, I think you have more
A3.
elevations.
Oh, sorry.
So,
There
is
you
it
go.
mix of white plaster and wood, like grayish
Yeah,
wood shingle?
yeah, so some plaster elements kind of around where the little pop-outs are. The rest of it will all be like a shaker style. And then trim, clad French doors and windows, so exterior clad, wood windows. And like just a dark, like, asphalt shingle roof, a Class A, whatever we have to do, obviously in the high fire area.
So
And
are you trying to like match kind of closer color of the roofing to that?
Well, I'll come back with a color board.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have that. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And yeah, I think the other question I had was about the height of the fencing that you already mentioned. It was 6 feet, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Board Member Rolfe, questions?
Yeah, hi. I was just wondering what your decision, why you chose to the shingles in lieu of stone to match the house, and I was wondering if there's any other shingles in the neighboring properties.
Yeah, so good question. This house that's right here, I did a couple years ago, and it's all shingles in the same detailing. And then this doesn't show, but we have a new ADU that's put in right here, and it's all shingles. The reason I bring that up is this is the same owner, owns both properties. So the intent is for this all to flow and go all the way through, and for all of these elements to match. And so back to the original little old house, which isn't very charming. We're going to remodel that house, and that will come back, and it will actually follow in steps. So it's a little bit cart before the horse. The ADU is going in first with the pool, then we're going to come back and we'll do that house, and we'll tie all those elements in so that everything feels related.
Okay, sounds great. Thank you. That's all my questions.
Board Member Richards, questions?
Sure, if we go back to the exterior elevations.
Sure.
So that north elevation, I see you carry a stone water table around most of it. Is that going to be stone on the north elevation, or where's the material transition happen?
Yeah, what this is showing is that there's like a retaining wall, stepped up wall. We have a walkway that kind of goes through here, so that will all be covered with stone. But that's what I'm showing with that line is the retaining wall that's about 3 feet in front of the of the unit itself.
Okay. And then, so you mentioned you're going to do the pool cover. What's your second mode of pool protection that you guys are looking at?
I haven't gotten there yet. I'll come back with all those detailing. I just kind of giving you our preliminary thoughts on the direction we're going.
All right. All my questions.
So back to that north elevation, you're doing, that stepped wall at the building is going to be stone, and then beyond the landscaping, you're doing more stone?
No, it won't need to on that one elevation right there. And it will end. So here you can see there's no stone. So here's that wall.
Yeah, I agree.
Right, yeah. So,
Okay,
yeah, it's not.
It wasn't clear to me.
Yes. So we're not carrying this. We're picking up the stone just on that lower south elevation where it's sticking out of grade just a bit.
And there's no parking proposed for this?
Correct.
Okay. Okay, comments, Board Member Richards.
I think overall it's a really attractive project, and it'll be nice when the whole property comes together and you kind of blend the lot lines between those two properties. That said, I think I could support a fence if the applicant was interested in making that part of the project, just with the kids walking through there and overall safety. I think that's something I could get behind, so.
Okay, Board Member Ruff, comments?
Yeah, so just for me personally, I think I'd rather just go with one material for the exterior. It sounds like shingles, just because you have the stone, close by, so I feel like maybe that would be too many. This is how I feel personally. And then another reason why I say that is I think you have like plaster around the windows, and it's just such a small amount, so I think that would look cohesive. But I think that this barely triggers designer review, and he has to be here because the ADU is in the front yard setback, but I feel like we can make comments and just give it approval with conditions. That's just how I feel. So, all right, thank you.
Okay. I think in overall, it's a nice addition to the site, and with the story that you mentioned about like other accessory units and the other house and the main house being remodeled to the same consistent materials, I think it will be a great improvement to the whole complex, to the neighborhood. I kind of personally agree that maybe the materials are like too much for the scale of this ADU, so I would like as well like to be with one material. And I think like because the larger house might have like plaster and some portion of the shingles, like I think like the smaller accessory units can be like consistent with the shingle, and you have stone and like all the other things to it. And I can be supportive as well to to keeping that fence for the privacy and safety, and just like I would like improve it. Like I don't know if you want to like stain it, paint it, just improve it to be like nicer looking with the addition to the site.
Absolutely.
Yes, that's fine.
Board Member Kafagi.
Yes, agree with what's been said. Also happy to be supportive of the fence. I think for privacy and for safety, as much buffer that you can have with materials like fencing and vegetation, supportive. Looks good when I'm looking at the oak tree plan and landscaping. So happy to move this project along.
I think this is fine. I kind of agree with the fact that you have two materials and two colors. It's maybe a bit much. It looks like.
No colors are selected yet. I'm sorry. I mean, yeah, you're seeing colors. Those are just the renderings, and so it'll come back a single color. I appreciate the material comments. I think it's actually a good one. Yeah.
Colors and materials.
No problem.
And I also would support MZE for a fence height. I don't know if we should put that in the motion. So who would like to make a motion? This is for project design approval. Go ahead.
Yes, and I would just like to offer the comment is that generally we have a lot of SFDB projects on full board right now, and I'm backed up quite a few hearings.
understand.
So if any chance of continuing things to consent would
We
be wonderful.
understand.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I can make a motion. Does all the board agree for this to go to consent?
Yeah.
Yes?
I mean, I'm
PDA is
fine
fine.
even just approving it with conditions too, but
Okay.
Yes, agree. I move to continue the project indefinitely PDA. I move to approve the project for project design approval and with the following comments that the board is supportive of the project, bulk and scale and design and aesthetic. The board recommends the applicants to simplify the materials and colors in regards of the scale of the ADU. And the board is supportive of the minor zoning exception for the height of the fence at front setback. And the board recommends the project to come back for final approval for a consent. The board agrees that the project can come back to a consent calendar for final approval.
Could I do a discussion on that?
Yes, sure.
We're not finished with the motion. We need to make findings.
Oh, we have to switch the screen and they still have to go through the neighborhood preservation findings. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. The proposed development is consistent with the scenic character of the city and will enhance the appearance of the neighborhood. The proposed development is compatible with the neighborhood. Its size, bulk, and scale is appropriate to the site and neighborhood. The proposed building and structures are designed with quality architectural details. The proposed materials and colors maintain the natural appearance of the ridgeline or hillside. There are no trees proposed to be removed. The public health, safety, and welfare are appropriately protected and preserved. The project generally complies with the Good Neighbor Guidelines regarding privacy, landscaping, noise, and lighting. The development, including proposed structures and grading, preserves significant public scenic views of and from the hillside. The development, including the proposed structure and grading, is appropriate to the site, is designed to avoid visible scarring, and does not significantly modify the natural topography of the site or the natural appearance of any ridgeline or hillside. The development maintains a scale and form that blends with the hillside by minimizing the visual appearance of structures and the overall height of structures. The grading finding, the proposed grading will not significantly increase siltation in or decrease the water quality of streams, drainages, or water storage facilities to which the property drains. The proposed grading will not cause a substantial loss of southern oak woodland habitat.
That's it.
That's it. Okay.
A second, but under discussion.
Yes, sure.
In regards to that fencing
We
comment.
need a second first.
Oh,
Did you
second,
Okay.
I second, yeah. Could we just maybe throw in the secondary front yard setback into that instead of just in the front yard setback?
Yeah, sure.
Just to
All-
be clear about it.
Yes.
Any more discussion? Okay, Kathy?
Okay. Here we go.
Good.
Chair Sherry,
Yes.
Vice Chair Moslehi,
Yes.
Board Member Graffitti,
Yes.
Board Member Richards,
Yes.
and Board Member Wolf.
Yes.
Motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great. And just want to announce a 10-day appeal period. So excellent. All right. We'll see you back here for final approval. Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on, we're 9 minutes behind. Item number 3, 2325 Foothill Lane. This is a proposal to add 1,343 square feet of first and second story decks and pergolas, including a 504 square foot two-car carport, and remodel of the existing 4,209 square foot two-story residence. A lower level, 169 square foot addition is proposed. All doors, windows, and railings and removal of domes are proposed. New retaining walls, site work, and paving are proposed. The total 4,209 square foot home on a 71,344 square feet is 79% of the maximum guideline floor area ratio. No appealable decision will take place at this hearing. Neighborhood Preservation Ordinance findings and hillside design slope lot findings will be required when the project is reviewed for project design approval. Your name for the record.
Hi, Kent Mixon with Androlitis Mixon Architects. You guys might be familiar with this house as you're on Foothill Road by the tennis club. You can see it up on the hill there. It's off of Foothill Lane. You can't enter it into the property off of Foothill Road. So there's like a little dead-end street that it's accessed off of. So these are just some of the existing photos of the existing house from around, from various views from Foothill as well. For the most part, we're keeping the house as it is. Well, let me actually, I'll talk about the site here. How can I zoom in? So this is the existing site. You come in off of Foothill Lane up here, off of this access lane, and then down this kind of sloped driveway, and the house sits below this access street. This is the high point up in the upper right, and then Foothill Road is down here, and the tennis club is off to the left, down below. There's an existing garage, kind of driveway area, and then the multi-level house sits here. And then we're keeping most of that the way that it is. We are adding a carport area here and trying to redirect. The house is really confusing as you come in of where to park. Guests don't know where to go. The entrance isn't very well defined. And so you can't really see the entrance, which is here on the level below the driveway. So right now the stairs come off of this section, and you can't really even see that. So we're closing that up, creating a carport here, and then redirecting the entry. As you come into the driveway, you can see it at this point. And then actually, the only other things that we're proposing are the extension of the deck on this side and access from that main second level, the lower second level, down into the yard. Because right now, there's no way to really get into the yard without going down multiple floors, and it's kind of a Winchester mystery house right now. And then we're proposing at that main level these two shade structures, because this house is really exposed to the sun and just gets baked all day. I'm not sure what this is. That shouldn't be there. It's just the stormwater. I'll zoom out. So this is the existing floor plan, and this is up at the deck or at the garage level, and then this is the floor below. So the main floor, as you come down right now, is off. This is how you enter into that entryway, and the entrance is here down in this sunken terrace. And then these are all of the patios that surround the house and face south. And then this is the bedroom level, and there's kind of a mid area that's underneath the driveway. That's kind of this game room, media room type thing. And then there's underneath the garage, there's this guest room space. So this is the existing roof plan. As you can see, we call them these toaster ends on the house right now. There's these kind of 3-foot wide arced toaster ends that we call them. They're at the end of all of these gables. There's another big one here that's at this this south-facing terrace, and then this is where that big dome is over the entrance. And so what we're proposing to do is pretty much just strip all of these arches off. There's all this frosting and stepping in the plaster at the eaves that we're just trying to strip back to the basically the purity of the existing structure. So you can see here, this is the driveway. We're proposing that entrance to come down this way into the entrance. And then we're proposing this kind of garden wall here, just because this is right now where people park, and that is over the game room. And even though it's engineered for that, they're not comfortable with, it's a space that people hang out in a lot in that game room area. And so we're just trying to find different spots for the cars that aren't necessarily loaded on top of that game room. So that's the entrance. This is the terrace off of the kitchen that we're proposing to add some extension to it. Right now it ends at these column line right here, and you can see it's crowded enough with just a table there, so we're just trying to add a little bit more space to that terrace. This is the main view up the, kind of up Goleta Valley, and it's a really a good spot for, that they hang out at a lot. So we're just trying to take advantage of that. And then this is the lower area. The stairs that come down into the yard from that mid-level are located here. And the additional square footage that we're picking up is kind of in this closet that's buried underneath the house, basically. There's this kind of weird open space that's in between these two areas right now that's not really usable for anything. So this is the new roof plan. We've stripped back all those toaster ends, the new carport up here, just a simple gable, hip roof at this entrance structure, and then these shade structures that are on the main house, and then off of the garage here where the guest room is, another one of those. This is just the roof ceiling plans, which you don't want to see. And then these are the elevations. The upper one is kind of from the driveway, looking at the garage. And this is this covered, it's an outdoor stair that goes down to that main level and kind of the rear entrance to the house. It's all open, even though it's covered. And then this is the carport area. And then this is the south facing towards Foothill elevation. And we'd be replacing all the doors and windows, repositioning some of the openings. For the most part, they're kind of staying in their similar location, and then replacing all the railing with probably aluminum or steel stanchions with probably a cable rail and a wood handrail, but we'll detail that out. Right now, the railings are at 36 inches, and there's so much of it, and it feels very, very low when you're out there. And then this is the western elevation. So we stripped back all those arches and just kind of took the forms back to its kind of purity of the structure. And then this is the eastern elevation. This is the entrance, the stairs that come down off of the driveway area into this entrance terrace. And then just kind of some three-dimensional images. And this is kind of the color palette and materials that we're thinking of, kind of natural wood for the garage doors. There's already a lot of stone retaining walls that the previous owner put around the site, so we're just kind of adding those back in areas where we're needing that material. And in the sections, I don't know if you guys want to see these. These are existing and proposed sections. So you can see the upper, in all cases, are the existing sections, and then we're stripping it back to these pure forms. Even the inside follows, the ceiling follows that kind of weird arch inside the house as well. So we're taking all of that away. And then you can see that dome. This is at the entrance, the dome structure that we're taking back and just hipping that. And then our door and window schedules. And that's it.
Okay, thank you. We're moving on to public comment.
Okay, thank you, Chair Sherry. I'll start with in-person public comment. Just as a reminder, again, if anyone wishes to speak, there are speaker slips at the entrance, rear entrance to the door, to the conference room. At this time, I do not have any speaker slips for someone to speak. We did not receive any public correspondence for this item, and upon checking virtual comment, we do not have any attendees or raised hands. And with that, I'll turn it over back to you, Chair Sherry.
Thank you. Questions? Board Member Rolfe, do you have any questions?
Oh yeah, I have just two. You had the photos of material inspirations, and I saw that there was the roof material wrapped around to the sides. Were you thinking of doing that? No? Okay. And then what material and color, again, were you thinking for the window and door frames?
Probably like this is shown here. It's
Okay.
probably going to be an aluminum, like a Fleetwood or
Okay.
similar type window. And I'm not sure it will be black, but probably. And I think these are actually kind of a darker bronze color, a little more natural
Yeah.
color. So that's what we're thinking right now. And the plaster, we're wanting it to be fairly light because it's so exposed and it just gets baked from morning till afternoon. And we're trying to create some shading on it and so forth, but we're wanting to be a lighter color.
Okay. Yep, that's all my questions. Thank you.
Board Member Richards, questions?
Sure. Are we hillside, and what's the maximum height for the structure?
Yes, this project is located in the Hillside Design District.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, I guess my question is more so, I guess, for staff, is that, that trellis that looks like it peeks out on the right-hand side, and maybe to the applicant, do you know the height of that above finished grade?
I don't, unless I showed it in that section. Let me see here. I know that's a comment that I need to address for planning. Yeah, I don't have it, but I know the existing, the height line is somewhere like up in here. You can see the existing house with these arches when it was initially built.
Okay. That's my only question.
Okay. Board Member Musselheat, questions?
Yeah, sure. Okay, my first question is on the scope of project, there's an addition at the lower level. Can you show us on maybe a floor plan or even like on your
Yeah, that's-
3Ds? Where's
It's
where's the
that, it's
addition?
that area of the master closet.
Okay, I see.
So right now, if, this is all open, empty space that's not really usable.
Can you show us on the massing, like maybe those 3Ds?
You
how
can't
they
see
look?
it,
You
it's
can't-
buried. It's buried in, so it's like back in, underneath all of
Okay.
this.
I see.
Yeah,
Okay.
so,
And I'm seeing on elevations and the 3Ds that the carport on one side, it seems like there are horizontal woods. Like, is that the same intention that you have at the shading structures that you have, or those are like metal?
they're probably going to be, all of these structures are probably, as well as these off of the house as well, are probably going to be an aluminum type structure. I don't know if you're familiar with I think a Zinco Pample design down on State Street has these structures, and they have louvers and stuff in them for shading. So they're probably going to be something like that.
If you go to like the next sheet or to maybe next one. So I'm talking about the wood on the carport.
Oh, uh-huh.
So that is only happening at a carport.
Just on that one side, yeah. And it's just because that's what faces the entrance. And so rather than looking up or seeing tops of cars from
Okay, I
down in
see.
the entry, we're just trying to screen that slightly.
And if you go to your east elevation, so what's happening on the left side of the east elevation? That deck, is that cantilever, like the lower level? The lower level one, is that a
Oh,
cantilever?
Yeah,
Okay,
Yeah.
and it's an existing condition?
yeah.
Okay.
It's an existing, and we're adding a little bit to it as it's coming towards you in that photo there, just to get access into the primary bathroom.
See, and in general, the overall height is coming down?
Yes.
Like you're- Okay.
Yep.
Okay, that was my questions.
Thank you.
Sure.
Do you intend to propose any new landscaping?
Not at this point. If we do anything, it will probably be around this, it's kind of hard to see in this photo, like right along the entrance to the terrace where these stairs are here.
Okay.
This is all pretty well landscaped. I know everything pretty much below the house is just natural.
Yeah.
And then there's some area off of the master here. Right now, I think it's just all gravel. There might be something that we do in there as well.
Okay, can you go to the east elevation really quick? Is that, can you point, or not
Oh,
east, south,
it's
sorry, south
south?
elevation, that's what I meant. And this is facing Foothill Road.
Yes.
Okay, but it's not visible really from Foothill Road, mostly just the tennis club.
Just the upper floor, kind of. You can
Okay.
see it from these photos. Let's see. So this one here is from Foothill. So it's really
like
only
not
that
in the
upper
road,
floor. You can
okay.
see, and you can see this big
Yep,
arch.
great,
there.
that's all my questions, thank you.
Okay, comments. Board Member Ruff.
Yeah, I love what you did. I think it's beautiful and great, and I don't have anything. It's all like I don't have anything negative to say. It's just beautiful. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Great. Board Member Richards.
Yeah, I think overall it's a big improvement of what's already there. I would like to know where we are in terms of height, especially with that trellis. Make sure that's not kind of poking out, so.
Yeah, I agree. It's a nice improvement to the project, and I really love that you guys have removed all the curves. I think at some point somebody decided to do that. And looking forward to see the material palette, and I agree with the board member Richard's comment. I would like to see the height of the carport, and if it's visible from, I don't know, the street that you're coming in or the neighbors, because it's a new structure. And yeah, like consistent, if you're using a wood added, like if there's another detail of wood, it will be like consistent throughout the project. That's it.
Board Member Graffiti.
Agreed. I think it's an awesome project. I think even though you're adding square footage, you're really reducing mass, bulk, and scale and making it a cohesive design. So it's going to be a huge improvement to what's there. It'd be nice to maybe add a little bit of new landscaping to it. I know it's very natural. There's a few walls that seem kind of expansive that maybe there's an opportunity to do something there too. And then understand on the note with the white, but maybe consider a warmer white, still keeping a light color, but overall supportive of the project and would be happy to review it at consent too.
All right. I don't have anything further to add. I think it's really nice, and it's definitely an improvement to what's there. And so this would be an indefinite continuance to the consent board, the consent review for the further preliminary and final approvals. The board appreciates the improvements as presented and looks forward to a color and material board and detailing. Confirm and document the height of the carport and overall height of the building, including the covered patios. And that's my motion. Second?
I'll second that.
Any discussion? Okay. Wait, we have to vote. You can't leave yet.
Oh, did we get a second on that one?
Yeah.
We did.
Oh, Ralph seconded it, yeah.
All right, thank you. Okay, here we go. Chair Sherry?
Yes.
Vice Chair Moslehi?
Yes.
Board Member Graffiti?
Yes.
Board Member Richards?
Yes.
And Board Member Rowe.
Yes.
Motion passes. Thank you.
Great, thank you.
Now you can go. Okay, moving on to, we're back on time again. We're early by 1 minute. This is item number 4, 1568 Franceschi Road. This is a conversion of the existing two-car garage to a den with 120 square foot first story and 127 square foot second story addition with an expanded second floor balcony. A new 528 square foot two-car detached garage is proposed. A new pool deck, driveway, and tree removals are proposed. The deck expansion is proposed for the main residence first story deck Proposal to replace existing roofing with a standing seam metal roof as well as exterior door changes of plaster and eaves. The proposed total, 4,313 net square feet on a 35,955 square foot lot, is 88% of the maximum guideline floor area ratio. No appealable decision will take place at this hearing. MPO findings, Hillside Design District and slope lot findings will be required when the project is reviewed for project design approval. Your name for the record.
I'm Dave Mendro. My firm's NMA Architects, and with me today is Fia Clementi. She's with our firm, and we're here on behalf of our clients, Neil Marlins and Annie Mitchell, to do concept review for their proposed home remodel, and Neil and Annie are watching remotely. Should I just go ahead?
Yep.
Okay. The property is located at 568 Franceschi Road. It's adjacent, just above Franceschi Park and the Riviera. Our proposal includes remodel of the existing single and two-story residence with a modest addition, 120 square feet on the first floor and 127 on the second, to the two-story portion of the project. We have a new detached basement garage of 528 square feet and a new swimming pool. And our FAR is 88%. So go to the next sheet, the survey. So you can see from the survey that the property slopes down to Franceschi, so that it's a pretty steep slope up from the street. The house is located centrally on the lot. And right now, there's a driveway that extends, and the garage is all the way on the east side of the structure. So there's a driveway that goes all the way over there, and then the turnaround and parking. And so our proposal, part of our proposal is to remove some of that paving and locate the garage, a new detached garage on the west end of the project, so that we avoid all that paving going across the front of the property. So this is the neighborhood aerial, and it shows the context of the home, and you can see that it's very well screened by the existing trees and landscaping. It's not readily visible from the adjacent neighbors, from the street, Franceschi Park, or really any public views. It's really nestled in there. And let's see, we can go to the next sheet, which would be this is some photos of the existing neighborhood, which consists of an eclectic mix of architectural styles. Most all the homes adjacent to ours are two-story residences and are equal to or greater than what we're proposing as far as mass, bulk, scale, and visual prominence. So that shows you the photos, and you can see where our property is relative to those houses. So if we can go back to the photos. So these are the photos looking out from the site, and again, east, west, south, north, and you can see that really you can't see other neighbors, other houses. It's really nestled in there and it's well screened. We will be proposing some new landscaping when we come back, and any of this screening that we want to change we'll replace with like, because it's a win-win to have that privacy. Next, these are existing views of the house. It's kind of an eclectic mix of a ranch house and kind of a Spanish theme. So I think one of the primary goals of the project is to create a more cohesive architectural design while respecting the character of the site and the neighborhood. We'll show you that. The next one is views from looking up from the street, and again you can see how the property is very well screened by the hillside and the trees and landscaping. The next plan is our fire access plan, and this shows how we're stopping the driveway at the west end of the house, and so we've had this preliminarily approved by the fire department. We're going to keep the existing concrete driveway, but as we get up to the new turnaround, we're looking to probably to do a permeable paving of some sort, either concrete pavers, stone pavers, or possibly turf block. We're going to look into that. But as you can see, by removing the rest of the driveway, we have a lot more opportunity for landscaping in the pool, and it really enhances the house. So that's that. On the site plan, we'll just again note that the addition to the east, the pool to the south, and then we're remodeling portions of the existing house, and then the new basement garage with the sod roof on the west. And this is the existing floor plan. And the new floor plan, the one major change we're making is converting the existing garage into a den with a bathroom on the first floor there. And then we're replacing select doors and windows at the living room, the entry door, and what we're calling the morning cove, which is a little breakfast room. Yeah. Go to the next. And this is the existing second floor plan, which is basically a primary bedroom suite. And this is our proposal with a modest addition to that and reconfiguring it to make it a nicer bedroom, basically. So that's that. This is the, you want to go back one? That looks, it's not reading quite well. Well, anyways, the existing roof plan, if you go back one, is, has basically a flat red clay tile roof, and we're proposing, if we go to the new, to do a standing seam metal roof with a non-reflective color. Next. And then these are just the finished floor plans and reflected ceiling plans. We can, let me know if you want to stop on any of those. And these are the renderings, you know. Again, the goal of the remodel is to simplify and unify the architectural character of the residence and transition it from its kind of eclectic look to more of a cohesive contemporary ranch style that Neil and Annie really want to have. And as part of that, the exterior palette, we're going for a dark copper colored standing seam metal roof and earth toned integrally colored plaster and dark bronze painted metal doors and windows and natural wood eaves and decking. So and then on these, you can see how the second story massing is set back and recessed into the hillside, so it really does reduce its perceived height and visual prominence. And then on the left-hand side, you can see where the garage is a basement dug in with a sod roof, so again, it minimizes its mass bulk and scale. And if we go to the next one is a south elevation, this just shows the existing elevation above and the proposed below, basically showing everything we've talked about. And then this is the east elevation, existing and proposed. North and west. And these are the building sections. Door and window schedule. This is the garage showing the floor plan and then the roof plan, which is basically a green roof. And these are the finished floor plan and reflected ceiling plan. And this is the elevation showing how the garage is below the house and tucked in the hillside. This is a section detail through the garage and the green roof. These electrical plans showing the exterior lighting, which is recessed lighting to meet the egress requirements for code, along with, we do have some lighting over that outdoor eating area outside the morning cove. And then on the second floor, we have some lights outside the doors and windows of the primary suite. Again, recessed cans. And this is the material palette with the indigo colored plaster, the natural wood decks and eaves, the dark bronze copper color roof and doors and windows. And we're contemplating using flagstone for some of the site work, which again we'll show next time when we have a landscape plan. I think that's it.
Okay, we'll move on to public comment.
Okay, thank you, Chair Sherry. I'll start with in-person public comment. And at this time, I do not have any speaker slips or requests to speak. Next, we'll move on to public correspondence. I did not receive any public correspondence for this particular item. And on virtual public comment, I do not see any raised hands or attendees. With that, I'll turn it over back to you, Chair Sherry.
Thank you. Okay, questions from the board. Board Member Graffitti.
Can you just go to the east elevation? I just wanted to get an understanding for what's driving kind of the window schedule on that side. Yes, can you zoom in on the right side? Let's see. I think there's like one next, like close to the door, and just the arrangement of windows. Can you speak to that?
It's all based on what's best for the interior. You can't see this elevation from anywhere. It's actually recessed in. So that on the bottom floor of the door allows access to the bathroom from the pool area, and the awning window works with the bathroom and the configuration of the bathroom. Upstairs, it's the same. The window on the right-hand side, the vertical one, works with the primary closet layout, and then the awning window works with the bathroom. So they're totally based on what's going to be best for
Okay,
the
but it's
interior.
not, okay, understood the way it's cited. That's it for me. No other questions.
Board Member Musselheim.
Yes, sure. My first question is the new garage that is proposed. Is there any tree to be removed at the location of
No.
that now? What's now there?
Well, am I right about that?
There is a tree.
There is
There's
there
a tree, yeah, I saw a dash line,
But it's,
so.
what kind of a
what's-
tree is it?
It's just a
Palm tree.
It's a
yeah.
palm, yeah, I
No-
saw on
no-
Google Earth, that was like, okay.
Yeah, no oaks or.
So that palm tree is gonna be removed in order to have that garage. Okay. And then, this is a question both for staff and the applicant. So the pool location, it appears that it's in the site setback. Maybe I'm not recalling it correctly, but isn't it supposed to be not in the setback? Yeah.
Yeah, let me take a look at the our letter and see if we had any comments on it. I don't quite recall the pool encroachment ordinance right off the top of my head. So
Okay.
let me do some research and see if I can get back to you
Yeah.
on that one. Thank you.
And then, can you go to that east elevation again, please? Yes. So can you zoom in to the proposed, on the left side, what's that low slope roof?
That's
like-
the roof of the morning room. So there's a
Oh.
flat, if you go to the.
And how does it connect? Yeah, can
We'll
you
show
show
you
us on the
rendering.
other
The rendering
elevation?
shows
Okay,
that better,
that's
yeah,
good.
or more easily. You zoom in on that. So it's almost a continuation of the outdoor
Oh.
balcony of the primary suite.
A little bit hard to understand. Okay. Does it show on a roof plan?
Yes.
So it's aligned with the line of the balcony, it's a low
Basically,
slope?
yeah.
Okay, and it's solid, like the same, all the roofs? It's-
Yes.
Okay, it's not a
It's not,
trellis?
it's not a metal roof, but
Okay.
it'll be, you can see it here, that white portion.
I see, okay. Got it. Okay, I think we're not.
Questions,
those are
Board
my
Member
questions.
Rolfe.
Oh, yeah. I was wondering, on On the second story deck, what's the distance between the deck to the lowest point of the roof overhang?
You go to the building section.
Yeah. Yeah, that
Doesn't look
distance.
like we have it dimensioned.
That's okay.
But the plate height on
Yeah.
the left-hand side is 8'1", so it's
Okay,
probably
about
about
8.
7'6".
Okay. That's good. That's all my questions.
Oh, I just wanted to pop back on. I believe I found the code section. So I'm reading Santa Barbara Municipal Code 30.140.210 for swimming pools, spas, and similar uses. So the outside wall of a water-containing portion of any in-ground swimming pool shall be located outside the required setbacks of the applicable zone, or a minimum of 15 feet from the front lot line and 5 feet from all interior lot lines, whichever is less. So it does appear that they're allowed to encroach and be at least 5 feet away from
we
the
have-
interior lot line, not the setback. So it does appear to be compliant. Thank you.
And
we
you
have
guys
that-
knew
We
that
have
already?
that setback shown on the plan there.
Yeah, we just didn't have that code section.
Okay. Questions, Board Member Richards?
Sure. So the palm tree that's being removed for the garage, is that the only tree that's being removed?
I believe so.
Yeah, originally we contemplated there was a oak tree, but by bringing the garage to the house, I think we've avoided all specimen trees, yeah.
Okay. And
But
then,
we'll double check that just to be
okay,
sure.
perfect. And then, do you have, maybe you have it on the kind of the neighborhood study, how close is that pool to your neighboring home?
It's a pretty good distance. The house is, well, let's look at the aerial, you'll see. The house is up above.
Okay, it looks like they have a pool down there right next to yours.
Yeah, and to be honest, I didn't even realize that house was there. You can't see it. It's between the landscaping on our property and theirs, you can't even tell it's there. Yeah.
Okay. And then, I guess, my last question, because we asked this earlier in a project, what are the methods for pool safety that you guys are looking to implement for the property?
We'll have to decide which methods, and that'll be part of the, as we move forward with the landscape design in this. But typically, we'll alarm the doors and windows, have a pool cover. It's possible we could fence this. It's just finding a way to connect back to the house and not block the views, but we need to study that for
Okay,
sure.
fantastic.
And we'll-
Those are all my questions.
Okay. And green roofs allowed in City of Santa Barbara high fire? I don't know,
That-
for some reason
that's
this
a good
came up in our
question.
office the other day.
Yeah, no, that's here, let me take a look. Generally, it's on a case-by-case basis, generally no. High Fire does have to review the green roofs. There have been exceptions where the roofs that are kind of like half buried inside the landscape are reinforced like concrete so that the fire protection standards are met. But again, it's a case-by-case basis. Is there a green roof proposed
Yeah,
on this
for the
scope?
garage.
Okay, let me see if
Just
that
wanted to
happened.
bring that up.
No, I'm
Yeah,
glad you brought
thank
that
you.
up. I hadn't heard of that requirement.
Thank you. Comments? Who wants to go first? Go ahead.
Overall, I think it's a really attractive project and an improvement to what's there. And I think the way that you guys are minimizing the driveway for more landscape is really, really nice. I did have one comment about that eyebrow roof that we were talking about earlier over the morning room. I think it would be nice if you fully integrated that design detail into the balcony with a solid sort of flat roof, so we aren't picking up that sloped roof. And I think that can just be achieved with the detail, but it's definitely worth studying, I think.
Board Member Rawl.
Oh, yeah. I really like what you've done. I think it's a beautiful project. I like that you put the garage, under, kind of under ground are covered with the grass. And I also I also like that you peeled off part of the roof and kind of separated the two sides by introducing a flat roof. I thought that was really smart. I like his idea of possibly extending the deck with that. I think that's a great idea. And then some comments for you. I think that the distance, of the roof on the second story to the deck, it seems a little bit too low. So I'd recommend peeling it back a little. And the same sort of comment goes to that roof form. Gosh, which I think it's on the. Yeah, it's the same thing on the east elevation. Sorry, I don't know what, you probably know what I'm talking about. Yeah, if you move your cursor over to the left, it's just where it hits the wall, that distance with the roof, it looks like it's like 1 or 2 feet, which just seems a little squished. So maybe pull it back for more breathing room. And yeah, that's all my questions. It's, again, a beautiful project.
Thank you. Board member.
Yes. I agree with all the comments that was made. I think it's a great improvement to the existing house, and I really like the material palette. It's very neutral and it blends into the hillside very well. And my only comment was about that roof hitting that wall. It's where it hits the wall, it's kind of like weird. Yes. And I understand that on the side elevation, the location of the windows are per the interiors and it's not visible, but I think there's a way that it can be a little bit adjusted so the whole house is, the location of the windows are consistent and cohesive from the exteriors as well. And now that we're on this render, where the railing stops at top of the garage door, probably landscaping will be proposed, but I would recommend just studying where it stops, what happens. Yes. Just like blends into landscape or something that is not like a sore to the eye when you're coming up from the driveway. I think I'm supportive of the project. I don't know. I'm okay if this can go to consent as well. I don't know. Other people.
Yeah, agree. It's a great project. I love the palette. I'm looking forward to seeing landscaping, and I would be happy to send it to consent. It's a shame. I feel like we've had a couple back-to-back really nice projects that aren't visible from anywhere. It's wasted. But anyways, happy to be supportive of this, and it is a big improvement. So, yeah.
Okay, so this would be an indefinite continuance to the consent calendar with the following comments: that the board appreciates the project scope and especially the reduction of the driveway and creative use of the site. Continue the resolution of the roof lines, including the flat roof between the 2-story garage conversion and the existing residence, as well as confirmation that the proposed green roof over the proposed garage is approvable from a fire department standpoint. And that's my motion.
Just a clarification for your previous motion. You said continue the resolution of the, it sounded like blue fines, but maybe.
Roof lines.
Oh, roof lines. Okay, thank you. I was like,
Sorry.
wow, what is that? Thank you.
roof lines. Sorry, I'm not speaking very clearly.
You are.
Okay.
I will
Do have a
second that
Okay.
motion.
Board Member Graffiti seconded. Do we have any discussion? All right.
Okay, here we go. Chair Sherry?
Yes.
Vice Chair Moslehi?
Yes.
Board Member Gafati?
Yes.
Board Member Richards?
Yes.
Board Member Rolfe?
Yes.
And motion passes. Thank you.
Great.
Great,
Thanks for your
thank
time.
you.
Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
thank you.
And the fifth and final item has
Oh,
been
yes.
postponed indefinitely
Can you switch the
at
screen
the
so-
applicant's request. So this concludes the June 15th Single Family Design Board full agenda. Have a nice evening, everyone.
Great, thank you.
Thanks.